All right, so I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Bobby Portis called out Bobby Portis of the Milwaukee Bucks called out the coach. What's his name? Adrian Griffin for the Milwaukee Bucks. He kind of like trying to shift some of the blame of their slow start or some of their losses onto the coach, right? So I was watching the game. I watched a couple of the games, and I'm seeing like they shoot a floater at their end of the court, make the floater, and give up a layup at the other end. So like that's you're a professional basketball player. So how you know what I mean? And that's not the only time that they have. They giving up layups. I forgot against the Pacers. They played the Pacers, and the Pacers was just getting layup after layup.
Hey, last time I checked, in a professional game, a coach don't score 1 point.
Exactly.
A coach don't play no defense. Coach don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? And for a player to blame a coach, two things is going to happen. One, he ain't going to be there long. You can slag him. And for two, you ain't got no game if you blaming somebody else because y'all losing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's crazy. You want to say, oh, well, the coach is doing this. But the coach don't make no layups. The coach ain't blocking no shots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you lose, and blame yourself and move on.
What's your feelings on that, Corey?
I'm totally in agreement with man. He summed it all up. Like, I mean, you're a professional ball player, and you pointing fingers. Like, get out there on the court and do what your job, what they pay you to do. Don't make no damn excuses. So that's whack to me.
Right. And in basketball, it's actually different than football because in football, coach has a lot to do with the game because he calls all the plays and stuff. In basketball, a coach will say, hey, let's play this defense, let's run this offensive play. Yeah. And if you don't run it on both sides, you can score the 2 and they go down and score the 3, and then what? Yeah. You know, it's crazy that, you know, execution is so much in basketball, on the individual in basketball, because there's only 5 of you guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's so your error margin is so less in basketball because if one guy slacks off, that'll kill everything. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it doesn't matter where he slacks off on offense or defense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where in football, you can have your guard slack a little bit and run away from that side, and you know you can cover some stuff. Yeah. But for a basketball player, for him, especially him, it ain't like you even the top stars on the team.
Right.
You know,
exactly. That's the thing. Yeah. But see, and I wanted to bring that up too because the guy Giannis is kind of like, all right, he the leader of the team. But he kind of throw shade on the coaches too a little bit. You know what I mean? Because he lead by example, but he kind of like throw shade towards his coaches. He did that with the last coach that they had, and now with this coach right here, he kind of like making it known that he really not rocking with this coach. So that's kind of what you guys say.
I mean, but what do you get out of that? Yeah. Like if you put in your personal feelings out there about the coach, what do you get from that though? You still got to get out on the court.
Try to get that sympathy when you playing bad. Well, it ain't me playing bad. It's my coach, calling bad plays. And that's crazy.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what does that do for your season? Like, we copping out, seem like to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a long season.
Yeah. And for me, I don't think the Milwaukee Bucks is ready to handle what was given to them when they picked up
Dame Lillard.
Yep. Right. As soon as they picked up Dame Lillard, everybody anointed them as champions.
Right.
Okay. And then when you start losing games and you ain't mentally ready for those losses on those games because everybody's already anointed you, that changes your perspective a little bit because now you ain't as good as everybody thought you were, and you ain't even as good as you thought you were.
Well, coming in, this the thing though. When you got rid of the Drew Holiday,
that was stupid.
Holiday is a defensive, like, all right, they saying Boston now with Holiday and
fire.
Walker.
They
that's
on fire.
The best defensive backcourt in
the league.
On
fire.
I mean, they defend all over the court. So now you got Dame Lillard. He shoot all over the court.
Oh, that's
but
it.
He don't do no defense. He's not a two-way ball player.
No.
So
that's why they make an excuse.
As a team, you got to figure out a way to make up for that loss that you're gonna get on the defense when you get rid of somebody like Holiday.
Right. And everybody, and then like I said, I can tell everybody think defense. That's why they say defense wins championships. Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Because if you score 100 points, but the other team scores 101, you lose.
Yeah, most of the time you're gonna lose that.
Yeah, you lose.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to have the balance of the two. And I think Milwaukee gave up that balance. You know what I'm saying? They went from a balanced scoring and defensive team to now, yeah, we're going to score 120 points. But damn, we may give up 121 points now.
So
we don't have that defense.
So they just got it. They've been exposed with that.
Right.
So that trade was.
Well, the trade will work out if dudes like Bobby Portis and Giannis and what's the other dude, the big. I forgot his name.
Lopez?
Lopez twins. If they step up on defense, they raise their level because you know that this dude, he like 6 feet tall. Dame.
Oh, Dame.
But see, but here's the thing though, Mike. I know where you're going at with it. Right, but they were winning games, but Holiday was there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So now you asking these guys to do something that they wasn't really doing prior to.
But see, you gotta remember I think the reason that trade came about is the way they lost to Miami last year.
Right.
Okay.
True.
It was a low scoring game, but they didn't have the firepower to win a low scoring game.
Yeah.
Right. So they figured we get Dame. We can score some points.
But it ain't paying out.
Right. But our defense will still kind of be the same. Right. And it ain't panning out that way.
So it seemed like they would have been better off going after like a 6-man, like a specialist, somebody who can shoot that 3-point.
Right. That's what I would have did. I would have kept my defense, you know what I'm saying, pretty much intact.
Right.
Holiday was the backbreaker for them. That was a backbreaker.
I'd have went after a shooter. I just wouldn't have gave up as much as they did for Dame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if Dame was less, I'd have got him. But I wouldn't have gave up as much for Dame.
And only to prove that Holiday is over at Boston contributing. And Boston is they on fire. So that just goes to show me right there. He's a key piece that they, you know what I mean, that they lost.
So they played tough defense, but like you said, they couldn't score enough points. That's what I'm saying. So your 6-man got to come in off the bench. And that's old school basketball.
That's all it is.
Got to come off the bench.
That's all it is.
And he got to turn it up when they need it.
That's it.
So your first 5 was, you know what I mean, because you got 12 dudes on the team. You may tell me you can't go out and get like, you know what I mean, a 3-point specialist.
And let me just say this. I think, in my opinion now, that Klay Thompson would have been a better pick for them than Lillard would have been without giving up what you call.
All right. So
Klay, if you had Klay Thompson and he can shoot the ball, okay. Now I'm not even saying if he's the old Klay Thompson. If he can just get you maybe 4 threes a game for them, and you'd have kept dude, it had ramped up your scoring a little bit, but you still had your defense there. You know what I'm saying? But Lillard, like I said, Lillard will score points for you. You just ain't got enough defense no more.
So they tried their strategy. Milwaukee's strategy was to like just try to outscore people.
Right, with no defense.
Yeah.
They thinking they can run the score up on.
I think their defense is still solid. And also Milwaukee let the other dude. What's the white boy that came from Duke? They let him go. The one who liked to trip people all the time.
I can't think of his name.
I forgot his name. Yeah, but he was a good defense. And he a hell of an athlete too.
Yeah, they let their defense go for the offense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They wanted to run the points up.
Yeah,
but that's just not working if you're getting shut down or some team shutting you down defensively.
Yeah.
So that formula didn't work.
Yeah, so I just think that what's the guy name? Like, Portis. You know, you gotta point the finger at yourself first.
Right.
Before,
and then Portis should just keep quiet.
Right.
If it's controversy, let the superstars talk about the controversy. You talking yourself right out of a job.
Right. Put them on a gag order.
Exactly. Playing in Italy.
All right. So let me ask y'all this about the NBA, like the mid-season, because the Lakers won the in-season tournament. All right, so the Lakers won the in-season tournament. And what's y'all feelings about this in-season tournament though? Y'all think it was a success?
I mean, for them, whatever they thought they was going to be out of it, I need to win the championship.
I just want somebody to explain to me why.
Yeah,
that's all.
And from what I've caught from 2 games that I may have watched, it's more like trying to get the fan base built up.
Yeah.
Steal a little bit from the NFL, and get some more fans on board to latch on so they get them ratings and stuff back
But
up.
now, did they really steal some of the fans and stuff from the NFL though? Because I mean, basketball is my first love, but I still was watching. You know what I mean? I'm still following football this time.
Well, I mean, when you look at it like this, the NFL added Thursday night football, but you got to watch that on Prime. So I think they all are looking at it from a standpoint of how they can get the fans back. I mean, well, not just back, but just add some little bit more exposure to it.
Sound like you're gonna say that Prime is gonna have the end tournament again. They're gonna next year.
I think they are gonna do it.
I'm gonna tell you the only thing for me that came out this whole tournament that made any kind of sense is that basketball now showed that they have the ability to make great looking courts.
Yeah, them courts.
Okay, that's the only thing that came out these tournaments for me. So I shouldn't see these boring hardwood Celtics courts next year. I should see these tournament courts that they got out there that's looking fantastic.
Yeah,
and I should see them playing on that.
Yeah, I like those courts.
I really watch the NBA until after All-Star Weekend anyway, so it don't start picking up until around February.
So
just like with baseball, the season just so long.
Right.
Games.
So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, baseball is like 100.
Right, 88 games, I think, in basketball.
Basketball is like 86 games or something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not including like preseason. Then you got whoever make it to the playoffs and stuff like that. So
they try to pull them in a little bit because they know. I think that's because it drops off because everybody watching football.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So they just try to do something creative. You know what I mean, with this little FanDuel and DraftKings. So yeah, let's
try to get the people spend their money.
Let's get this money.
But you know what I heard though, that somebody bought it. It was another talk show. They brought up the topic. After LeBron leaves the NBA, okay, the NBA viewership is already down. Okay, after LeBron leaves the NBA, what does the fans have to look forward to as a casual fan at watching the NBA? Like the NBA doesn't have them rivalries anymore. They don't have the marketing gears. Like you had Bird and Larry in the 90s. You had Jordan. You had Kobe. You had LeBron. Once LeBron leaves, who are you talking about now?
Curry.
Curry. Well, Curry's coming towards the end of his career too.
I was say it is coming for Curry too.
And the young superstars like John Morant and all them, they 1 minute high, 1 minute low, and so they was like, who are the fans who's going to hop around now? And that's what the NBA is trying to avoid now because they know it's coming.
Yeah, I don't see nobody that's in the league right now that people like really gonna be. Like when Mike was leaving, people was like, all right, Kobe is next in line.
Right. Then Kobe left, LeBron. You got the marketing.
I think Wemby Yonder.
I'm not a big fan of that dude, Wemby Yonder.
No, not yet.
He's on a losing team.
Right. Yeah. And another thing, it's so hard to sell a big man, like somebody that's 7 feet 5 inches, because like most of us can't identify.
He's not marketable.
And then
5'5", he's 7'5".
Right. And then you got to also look at it. He's not one of those spectacular players
not
on the
yet.
court,
if he ever will be.
Right.
He remind me of Giannis rookie year.
Well,
he kind of give me that feel.
Do you think, all right, if he remind you of Giannis, but do he have the mobility and the athleticism that Giannis had?
He's athletic.
I don't feel like Giannis had that history. I feel like it took Giannis. Giannis had to grow into it a little
And
bit.
to me, he reminds me of when the dude from San Antonio, Duncan, first came in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has the fundamental skills, but he needs somebody around him to build him to make him better. First of all, he can't play center in the NBA.
No.
He can't play center.
No.
Okay, you need to switch him to the power forward, just like they moved Giannis to power forward. So San Antonio needs to get a center for that man and go to power forward.
Yeah.
So he can start facing the basket. And then second of all, he needs somebody to mentor him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Show him, backing somebody down is fundamental.
They say Rudy his mentor.
Rudy Gay?
Gobert.
Oh, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is his mentor?
Yeah.
All right.
But how does that work?
Yeah.
You're both in the league, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like Rudy Gobert, but I don't know.
No, he did that old school, like
Hakeem Olajuwon. I think his game reminds me of like Ralph Sampson game.
He needs to move to power forward. He needs to face the basket.
He did.
That's the problem right now. He's a power forward playing center.
Right.
And centers doesn't face the basket.
Is it helpful having Popovich around him right now, though?
Is it helpful having Popovich his coach? It's helpful to Popovich,
right?
But not,
you know what I mean. It's helpful his legacy, but I don't know.
I think Popovich is a great coach, and he will go in the Hall of Fame. But the way the NBA is set up now, his style is just not relevant to
dying
the
out.
NBA anymore.
Right, it's dying out.
You know,
Yeah.
NBA is fast-paced, running gun. We play defense only if we have to. You know, I have never seen so many point guards hang half court in my life.
I feel like everybody's a shooting guard right now. In
Yeah,
the NBA.
everybody.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
I think that's the direction they're
Yeah,
going in
everybody
because of the
is a shooting
school.
guard right now
Right.
because people not really playing defense.
No,
like they used to.
everybody
no more
wants to.
contact.
Yeah.
It's no more contact.
Yeah.
I know they changed the rule in high school. It's no more shooting 1-on-1. So now every quarter the fouls restart, and when you get to 5 fouls, you automatically shoot 2.
Oh yeah.
But the point is, the point in doing that is to stop the fouling at the end of the game. You know how people foul to stop the clock,
Right.
or shoot 1-on-1. They don't want that. So now after 5 fouls, they automatically shooting 2. So you're not gonna want to foul.
So they,
Give somebody 2 free shots.
That's a good point because I think the NBA needs to change a lot of rules.
yeah.
First and foremost, you need to pull back that 3-point line.
Make it
Second,
further.
Second of all, your courts need to be internationally sized because you know the NBA courts aren't internationally sized.
They
No,
not
they're
wide.
not.
Right? They're not. Yeah, they're not
Wide.
internationally sized.
Right.
Yeah.
NBA courts are a little smaller than international courts. So, you know, I think they need to change the rules a little bit because of the style of the game and make it a little bit harder to shoot a 3-pointer. Because when you got 7-footers shooting 3-pointers, it changes the dynamics of the game.
Yeah.
People don't want to, they say, oh, well, it's a lot of scoring. Yeah, it is. But you know what keep people excited? When somebody gets dunked on.
I was ready to say dunk.
Yeah, that's keep people excited. You know,
Physical.
driving to the hole, you know.
Yeah, we don't.
That's
get
why LeBron is your superstar. He don't shoot threes. He goes to the hole, get the foul, dunk on you. That's why he's your superstar.
It's not a lot of people in the league like
NBA
that.
is looking
Right.
like the WNBA with all those 3-pointers.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
You exactly right.
Yeah. So so overall, do y'all think that the mid-season tournament is something that they should continue?
Nope. I think they should continue the courts though.
I feel like they're gonna continue it if the numbers was right, if
Yeah.
the bets and stuff
Yeah,
was
they're gonna
looking
continue.
good.
They're gonna
They're
continue.
it.
They're gonna continue. Yeah, they're gonna continue. They haven't done anything dynamic to the NBA in years.
Yeah.
Because they had dynamic superstars. They didn't
True,
have to
but that's
do
what
that.
I'm saying. But
Yeah.
that
You tuned in October to watch Jordan play.
right.
You tuned
But-
in
but see,
October
but
to
this-
watch
this-
Kobe play.
But this is
Yeah.
why they had to create what they doing because they don't have that.
Right.
So
Mhm.
they fishing right now to find something
I
to
think-
keep you attracted to the
But I
to the
think
NBA.
because the NBA changed so much stuff and that they try to be so inclusive to other people coming from around the league, from around the world, that it's not the
European-
same as it was when Jordan was playing.
No, it's definitely
You know what
not.
I mean? Like, because it
Totally
was so
not.
much more physical.
Right.
You had to be so much more secure with that basket. Like, look how much you never seen a championship team. Like, Detroit never turned the ball over as much as Golden State.
Right.
Right.
This dude is so, you know what I mean? Now, Steph Curry a bad dude as far as shooting, but he's so lackadaisical with that basketball. Like,
Yeah.
the games are so close that if you turn the ball over at the wrong time, that's it. You lost.
That's one of the reasons they picked up Chris Paul and nobody don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the reasons they picked up
Well,
Chris
ball
Paul.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In that fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in the game, you know, you got Steph and everybody knows Steph's going to take that shot. But now you got Chris Paul bringing that ball down. You got to chase Steph down around the courts.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult
Yeah.
play.
But yeah, the game is so much different, man. And then like Luka is not exciting to watch. Jokic is not exciting to
No.
watch. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like an international game. And over here, I don't think the international games sell. They gonna win. They might win championships and stuff like that. But you can't have a whole bunch of dudes that are not athletic.
Right.
You know, like I said, it's almost like watching the WNBA.
They're going to the sports channel stuff is going to force feed us the NBA.
Yeah.
Like you're going to start to have NBA games that's not don't matter for shit on Fox during prime time. They're going to start force feeding us these games to keep the NBA relevant because they know they got maybe another year left with LeBron, and then they have to find that superstar. And when they thought like, oh, Morant's going to be that superstar, then he goes on his little tantrums.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you got Jimmy Butler that looks like he may have stepped up and he's going crazy.
Right.
You know, you can't. Who you betting on?
You don't
Who is the
have nobody.
NBA betting on right now?
They don't have
Who is
nobody.
the next face of the NBA?
Yeah,
Right,
I don't know.
exactly.
I don't see who is right now. It's the next face of the NBA.
I don't
I don't know if
either.
they in the league. I don't know if they coming.
Right, that's
You
crazy.
got a year to figure it out.
Did Bronny James though? He played.
I think he played today. I think
Yeah,
this is his
yeah.
first game
Sunday,
coming today. Yeah.
So he gonna play today. That's cool. I'm looking forward to checking out, trying to see what he gonna look like at that next level.
Do you think he gonna be like his dad?
No.
No.
No, we're not saying that.
No way.
No.
Right.
What about
No.
Bryce?
I don't know about
Bryce will
Bryce.
be the one.
Bryce, I think, is probably is
Bryce
a
will be
little
the
bit better than his brother. But see, like what LeBron is like he a generational type. Like
Mhm.
you just can't train nobody to be like what.
No.
That's like somebody hitting the lotto. What he got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Powerball.
And we got to ask, will he? Then we
Yeah.
know he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron, you knew who LeBron was going to be.
Yeah.
Kobe, you knew who Kobe was going to be.
And we can go back to
Yeah, you can't.
Now,
develop-
Jordan, we was kind of skeptical about
He's
Jordan because he
right.
wasn't even the
Yeah.
best player on his team in college.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
He
Yeah.
evolved.
yeah,
So you got to see who's gonna take the ball in their hand and evolve. Like when I first seen Moses Malone, like I was like, wow, this guy off the chain.
Yeah.
But every so often they do find a diamond in the rough in the NBA, but we don't know who.
but see, the NBA has always had it. They had Will Chamberlain, Dr. Dre. I mean, Dr. Dre,
Julius.
Dr. J. Magic and Bird,
Julius
Jordan. They
Erving.
always had it.
Yeah.
This generation does not have it, yo.
Yeah.
That's the part that's killing me. They don't have it. I don't know who I'm going to watch when LeBron is gone.
Because and then I mean a lot of that too now they making so much money now. So it's like, do they
Yeah.
even want to be that?
I was going to say, like, do they even care?
Care
if
to
they
be
don't?
an iconic player?
But,
you know what I'm
all right.
saying?
And see, that's why that's how the NBA
Because
killed
of the bread,
themselves,
they
bro.
making so much money now, man. You don't have to be these iconic players
Yeah.
who come in the game and change the whole demographics of the game now. It's just like, all right, I'm getting this money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you
yo,
know.
if I want that $20 million contract, I gotta be damn good. Now you could be average coming off the bench, be like, yo, give me 20 mil.
And the reason why I say that, like, with disappointing me, like with John Morant, he could be the next, possibly a prospect, but you allow stupid stuff to just take away from what your actual talent is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fine tune your craft. You know what I mean? Get on that basketball court and make
And
a
learn
difference
how to win.
and learn how to win. What is this off the court stupidity stuff you doing? Like, and
We
they
ready to
paying
talk
you
about
hundreds of millions.
Zion, right? We ready
Yeah,
to
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that-
gonna be our
Clout
next
chaser.
episode. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, you know what the NBA remind me of? Like, remember when Jordan? I don't know if he had left or he was on his way out, but remember when the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat, like they had like their rivalry and they was going at it.
Mhm.
It was a
With
good
Alonzo
rivalry
Mourning.
with Lonzo Mourning,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
you know it was a good rivalry and everything, but it was kind of boring still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what like where the NBA is right now.
because Wade was just getting to be Dwayne Wade. You know, he wasn't the championship the Wade that
Right,
we know.
right, yeah,
He was just getting to be there.
yeah.
But like I said, even in the early 2000s, you still had the NBA still had everybody's attention because they had superstars everywhere.
Yeah, they still had
You know,
Kobe.
you had
Yeah.
Kobe, you had Wade, you still had a little bit of older Shaq. You know, you still had players that you could look and say, oh, okay, he's good. You know, you had them Detroit teams that really didn't have that key figure, but all of them combined was a problem.
right,
Yeah, with Sheed Wallace and all, they were a problem. They were winning championships.
Yeah, I dig that team too.
You know, but now it's just the NBA is, to me, is just struggling. And that tournament was a way to try to figure out how can we get more viewerships. And to me, the only thing they showed is we have the ability to make some jamming courts, but we want to keep them all, boring, like for the home courts.
Yeah.
Oh, and it proved to me too, they need to put a team in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That's
They
coming.
need to put a team in Vegas.
That's coming.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can see
there's
that
just
on the
no
book.
way in the world the NBA shouldn't have a team in Vegas
That's
in the next 2
coming.
years.
They definitely gonna put a team
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah, they gonna
I
put a
feel
team
like
in
that's
Vegas.
coming. They
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, I can see that.
They need a men's team in Vegas, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I can
Somebody
see that.
moving or give them a franchise or something. But the next 2 years,
I
if
can
you don't
see
take
that.
advantage of Vegas, people in
Yeah.
that front office in the NBA needs to
And
be
that
fired.
might
The
be
way
what they do.
building Vegas up, it's only
That-
right.
yeah,
It's
but
only right.
Yeah.
Because the championship game and the conference games was in Vegas,
yeah,
and every single one of them was perfect sellouts.
right.
And we're talking perfect sellouts in the beginning of December, which really doesn't happen in the NBA,
Yeah.
not unless you're a really superstar team. Most arenas aren't selling out in the NBA right now.
Which was
Right.
probably their reason they're doing it in
Right.
Vegas.
Right.
Because they
Mhm.
know people gonna want to come to Vegas and then they putting this
For
in
the entertainment
Right.
purposes, yeah,
Entertainment.
something to
Yeah,
do.
there's always something to do. over
All-Star
They
weekend.
definitely
yeah.
need to put a team in Vegas.
Yeah.
there.
It will definitely bring them more money.
All right, so I mean that's all for this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, Go to urbanplatformfashion.com, pick up a t-shirt. We have long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts. Also, we have hoodies. The hoodies come in pink, black, and gray. Those pink hoodies seem to be going pretty fast. So everybody, like I said, support the channel, pick up a hoodie or a t-shirt. And yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a lunch break. Then we're going to come back and talk some more sports.